Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Anime Lounge Short Flights, covering episode 9. My adult beverage of choice is going to be a Wisconsin Lager Leinenkugels. And Lance, like you said, trying something different. I got 2 different 12 packs. So,
There you go, something new.
yep.
As for myself, I didn't have a beer, but I just grabbed a White Claw iced tea.
Oh, gross.
I do kind of actually like these iced teas a lot. They're a little bit They're pretty refreshing. Get that word out there.
I'll let you stick to that one.
Yeah,
So can you give us a synopsis for episode 9?
sure. Okay, so in episode 9, we start out this episode with Chisato sitting on the table because the nurse has knocked her out and she's getting her heart electrocuted. And we come to find out that Mr. Yoshi and Mika, the teacher, had raised Chisato from a child after finding out that she's had heart complications. And in the end, Takina ends up rejoining with the DA. And those are the big 3 highlights that we can really talk about.
Yep.
Where would you like to start?
Chisato's training would be kind of cool. You did find out that we were kind of wrong, where the Allen Institute didn't do anything for her as far as being able to dodge bullets and stuff. We find
Oh,
out that
yeah.
she can.
Yeah, she was just like automatically that good.
Yep.
For
Yep.
whatever reason. I mean, I guess that's could still be a question that we can ask. Like, I mean, she was much younger at that point.
Yep.
Why
10
is
years
she?
ago.
Yeah, why is she so gifted at being so dodgy?
Yeah.
It is unnatural. I would still like a further explanation, at least something.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to find out if maybe her parents had something along those lines, some crazy ability.
Hmm.
And then another big key point in that whole thing was you find out Chisato's mission from the Allen Institute.
Right. And what was that mission?
Basically kill everybody.
Right. Just to be the biggest weapon possible.
Yep. I mean, we kind of assumed that was going to be, so
Right.
500 is what we were betting on that one.
Right. It is. She's just the perfect killing machine.
Yep.
And then we
Uh,
got to learn very close or very soon that even as a child in her younger years, she wasn't gonna make it that long because she has such a shitty heart.
mhm.
And then Mr. Yoshi comes up with this fake metalish kind of contraption where it doesn't require any kind of heartbeats. It's just gonna filter blood and do the job. And that's what exactly ends up happening. What, like she was supposed to live until like the age of like 18ish. They said like the Lycoris girls are only good until they're 18, so she doesn't need to live much longer than that. Something along those lines.
Yeah, so the heart, because it's essentially a prototype, wasn't going to last into her adulthood.
Mm,
And most Lycoris girls don't make it to adulthood anyway. So they're like, well, it's pretty much a wash.
right. So in the end, for the company itself, it all works out anyway.
Yeah, so we can kind of infer you'd say what Chisato's 16 at the time.
Something like that, yeah.
So she really only had a year to maybe 2 years left to live anyway.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
And yeah, now that we're back to like today's present, we find out she's only got 2 months to live
yep.
after. Did they exactly say why? Like she got electrocuted, like all those pins of electricity went in. Like, did just the electricity alone was enough to like jumpstart the electronics or
No,
something? Or
they talk about it. She can't recharge her heart. So she every
oh,
couple
that's
months she has to recharge to be able to
uh-oh,
send.
losing you a little bit. So we were having some technical difficulties, so I just needed to clip and restart this thing from where we left off. Um, the last thing we were talking about was Yoshi and teacher Mika deciding to take over and watch over Chisato.
Yep.
So that was just a little different. I don't know what really else to pull out of that, though. It was too crazy.
Yeah,
Other,
the only thing I can take out of that is I completely understand Mika not following through with his promise slash Chisato's mission because he became any normal person and he wanted what was best for Mika or for Chisato as she was growing up.
Right.
It's really, really all I got out of
That was
that
really
one.
it. Yeah, she just needed someone to guide her without like going evil or something along those lines.
Yeah, then really the last thing as far as this episode's concerned, is you see Takana and Chisato go on their fun day, which was kind of cool because you saw Takana's growth as an individual,
Right.
and you find out that she took the position back into the DA.
Right. Which was all thanks to Chisato to begin with, because the DA wants Chisato back, and Chisato said, the only way I'll come back is if you bring Takina back.
Yep.
So this is her shoe in. So
Yep.
so in a way, everybody's kind of winning.
Yep.
Chisato can leave her life behind, knowing that Takina's going to be getting what she originally wanted to begin with anyway. So it's all going to work. It all should work out.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Takana is gonna have a change of heart and go back to the cafe when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I can see the next episode going to be like she's back in the DA, she's back doing her old job, and then I don't know, she's just going to be like out in the field, or she's going to have a moment where she's remembering the cafe, and then she's just going to say fuck this and go right back
Yep.
to Chisato, spend the last of her days with each other.
I could see that happening in like episode 11. She'll spend one episode in the DA, and then the next episode she goes back at like halfway through or something along those lines.
Oh, I would pretty much expect half of this next episode, like her to return before the end of this next episode.
I think the next episode is going to be everything dealing with what we saw at the end of this episode after the credits.
Okay, good point. Because yeah, there's a little bit of a cliffhanger there.
I'm really interested to see what was in that briefcase. It might be another heart. That'd be really interesting because then, of course, Chisato can live longer.
Right. Ooh, what if they try to, like, what if Yoshi's trying to kill Chisato right now so that Mika will give her up, give up the body, and then Yoshi will revive her with the brand new heart, and then, like, brainwash her.
I could see that kind of, oh man, Winter Soldier-esque.
Right? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that'd be cool to see.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be interesting because you already know she's an amazing shooter, so if she goes crazy, that would be kind of cool to see. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that's really all I got for as far as episode 9 is concerned. I think we covered everything.
Right. We got the highlights covered. I'm excited to see what happens next.
Yep.
More stuff to unfold. So yeah, lots of cool stuff.
Yep.
All right. Well, then that's going to cover this episode. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you can. It'll really help us out. And we will see you guys next week.